I,
No.
yes, I told you once that you can fix ignorance with knowledge, but stupid is damn near permanent. I'm just saying. Whoops. Hi. Are we live?
We're live now. You can...
Well, let's start this show off with a bang.
or not.
Or not. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if anybody's going to show up tonight.
There's no telling, but at least we're going to have oh yeah, we got one. Well, at least we're going to have the replay.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
So
it'll start
sorry.
with me saying that particular comment. That may not be that. You might have to edit that out because
Yeah. So sorry.
Kim.
Oh, it's Kim. Yay!
Kim is about to get nailed with a snowstorm. I was looking at her forecast there. I was looking
Me
at, I
too.
check yours and I check Kim's because
Yeah.
y'all are my friends that live up north mostly. And I have, hey, Teresa. And I was checking that forecast and it looks like Kim's area is just going to get nailed by some snowstorms right now.
Oh, I'm right on the border of 6 to 12. I think that's nailed pretty good.
I've seen 6 to 12 inches of snow, but I had to drive somewhere or fly actually.
Well, no, and it's been cold enough that even the snow the other day didn't leave. That's usually not good. So yeah.
I love snow, but I don't have to live in it. So when snow to me, it's when I go on a trip. Oh, no, you're not getting snow, Kim? Okay, I saw that you were. Good so far then. But I love snow, but I like snow when I go see it. I don't want snow that I have to live in. And what? I'm going to tell the story. You know what story I'm going to tell? You may not.
Yes, I do. The snowmobile story.
Yes, the snowmobile story.
I like that one. Yes, please.
I was on a trip. I had 2 Aflac trips within 2 weeks of each other to Nevada. The first one was actually in Reno, but while in Reno, we go to Tahoe to have some fun, go snowmobiling and all that. And the second one was actually to Tahoe. Well, on that first trip, a good friend of mine named Larry and I we decided we would go, hey, June, we decided we would go snowmobiling, and we did the tour trail. Or the trail tour, I guess. I said that backwards. I can do that. I can backwards things I say sometimes, huh? Okay, but anyway.
Okay, Yoda.
Blue hair you have. No,
oh God! Don't get me laughing this early.
Okay, who's the Facebook user there? Type your name
that's
in.
That's gotta be that's Teresa Paula. She calls me Wilby.
Okay, hey Teresa.
I'm pretty sure.
And hey June and Pamela. Oh, Pamela Good's here tonight. Great.
Yay.
I love Pamela's death. Okay, now back to the story. I'm in Reno. We go to Lake Tahoe. We're doing the trail tour. It's fun because I like getting on a snowmobile. I do, and the snow was deep and all that, so it was a lot of fun. But about Molly's on here. About 2 weeks later, when I go back to Tahoe, I decided that instead of doing the typical, you're on the trail tour, my buddy and I decided we were going to do one called Top of the Top. You're already laughing because you know where it's going.
No, I had a dirty thought. Sorry.
Get your mind out of the gutter. All right, here we go. Now, meanwhile, back at Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
We go back 2 weeks later. We decide we're going to do this off the trail tour. Mm-hmm. So we're going along, and it was so much fun. I mean, you'd hit moguls and you'd go airborne, and it was fun, and we were having a blast. Well, we were on this mountainous. I mean, it wasn't it was a ridge on a mountain, and it had a pretty steep slope down one side. And I was going along, and I hit one of the moguls, and I came down just a little bit toward that part that went downhill. And then I couldn't get the machine turned back. And so then I'm going down the hill, not at a dangerous clip, but I couldn't stop it. And I see that I'm headed toward a tree. And so at the very last minute, I bail off. I mean, I jump off. The snowmobile hits the tree, and then it's sticking up in the air because of the way the snow was running. So it's nose down deep in the snow, but the rear end sticking up in the air. The rear end of the snowmobile, not my rear end. Right. So anyway, all right, Wilber, stop. All right. But anyway, I'm there, and I'm there, and I look, and they had kept going. They did not stop because they didn't know I was there. And finally, my friend Larry, that was the other guy that was knew me that was in the group. He catches up with them and says, hey, we lost my friend back there. And I said, oh, well, he said they turned around. Anyway, so then I wait. It's probably 10 minutes. I can finally hear a snow machine coming back. And I wish I thought about it later, but I didn't do it at the time. I wish when I heard the guy coming back, I just laid in the trail like,
that would have been awesome.
I wish I had. Anyway, but so he came back and he gave me his snowmobile. He and I pulled mine out. It had crushed the front end a bit. Cost me about $250 on that. But he took mine back to the shop, and then I caught up with the group. And my wife was going to go snowmobiling later that morning on the trail tour, the easier one. So she's checking in, and she gave them her name, and they saw last name West. Do you happen to know Jeff West? And she said, and I quote, "Oh God, what has he done now?" And the guy behind the counter says, "Well, we call him Ricochet West now." Every word of that is a true story. I didn't exaggerate in the slightest.
So I was laughing because Peg said, "Keep your mind above the belt, boy." About me, not you.
Girl.
Oh, she said her daddy would say that. My dad would say, "Keep your mind above the belt, boy," to my brothers.
She shouldn't say that, because now you're just going to be going, "Who's your daddy?" I know you.
Smutty talk is my thing, so why would I do that?
Pamela Good just said it reminds me of her snowmobile trip. I have always wanted to do this particular snowmobile trip. There's a trip you can take, and you start in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, or Big Sky, Montana, either one. And it is a week-long snowmobile tour between the two towns. And you stay at farmhouses along the way. And I've just thought that would be such a blast, but I've never done it. And now I'm getting older than dirt. So if I'm going to do it, I might ought to plan to go pretty quickly.
You're really
older than dirt. When I sneeze, dust flies out.
That's wrong.
Yes, no, what it is.
You know what I wanted to say is,
I'm sorry. I'm looking at what I wrote. They're talking music out of the gutter and back on the sidewalk.
Yeah. As if that would work for me. Right? Yeah, okay. And then every other person on my Facebook feed puts on their like half-naked firemen and stuff. Like, how am I supposed to really reform myself when I'm like?
Well, you can't blame anyone else for our own behaviors and our own thoughts. Sorry, girl, you know better than that.
Yeah, but I'm not upset that I think that way. I'm proud of it.
And I don't know what to say to that.
Right. Okay. So anyway, I was going to say I've got stuff coming up in January. I thought about the snowmobile trip. I'm going to be everybody. If anybody wants to meet up and have me sign books or whatever, or go out to lunch or whatever, I'm going to be in January. I'm going to be in New York. I'm also going to be in Salt Lake City, and I'm going to be in Denver in February for my birthday. So if you want to go out to birthday lunch with me, come to Denver. And let's talk about Denver. It's like 5 days, 5 or 6 days. Yeah.
Is that when you're going out for Robert and Noel?
Yes. Theirs is a one-day thing. Yes, that's going to be fun. I told them if they can think of a way I can be of service while I'm out there. I don't know, maybe record a show live, or I don't know, whatever I can do for them. Maybe they, I don't know, want me to do some charity work with them or something.
Yeah. I wonder if they have a following of people that are in that area in addition to their online. They've got a big online following, I'm sure. But
well, that's a networking thing that we're going to. That they belong to. So it'll meet a whole bunch of people. And I don't think I have to join to attend because I could be a guest the first time. So I just thought it was a chance to meet a whole bunch of new people.
Kim Throckmorton's hoping that you're meeting firemen, I think, from her comment there. Oh, Pamela Good said she bounced off the back of the snowmobile and her boyfriend didn't notice. Pamela, change boyfriends.
And Kim, those firemen are so cute. Yeah, Kim, I'm thinking about burning down one of my sheds. Just on the off chance there'll be some rockin' firemen like that here.
That's just
I was going out the other day with the lighter and then thought better of it. Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
oh,
It's
came
like
back
your
on
your
videos.
post the other day where you had on Facebook that you had that picture of Santa that was all buff,
Oh, yes,
and
that was awesome.
that you
And I
knocked
knocked
down
down the
15
kids.
children to get to him. Yes,
That
and
was
the
good.
reporter was there later, and all the kids would say, "I don't know. She had blue hair, though." And when asked for a comment, Santa said, "No comment," and walked away.
Oh, yeah. No, if I ran the thing is, if I ran into a Santa like that, really, I'm nervous about running into, like, Hugh Jackman or, Bradley Cooper or that Santa in, like, a elevator by myself, because 'cause they'd be, like when the elevator door opened back up, they'd be in a pile in the corner sucking their thumb and asking for their mama,
They'd have blue dye all over them.
and I'd be walking out smoking a cigarette. Yeah, it would be bad, really.
That's just
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, I am though. I am proud of it actually. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
what are you gonna do? So let's tell Peg. Peg, what happened today? Peg's on
Hey, tell Peg what happened today.
about the interview.
Well, that's your
They,
show. Yeah. All right, I'll do it.
oh, I
Peg.
paint. So Peg says you paint such a vivid picture of the guy in the corner in the pile sucking his thumb, asking for his mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which basically Peg means she thinks about this a lot. It's not her first time saying
No,
this, I
no,
bet.
no. I'm recounting a previous experience. Where do you think the
Okay,
whole pool
let's
boy story came from? Come on now.
raise the bar. Okay, raise the bar here just a little. Let's raise that bar. I know I started this in the wrong direction on the last live show when I said a bad
You
word.
did.
I started this one off with a bad word today too, though, didn't I?
You're a bad word.
Just wrong. Just wrong. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm going to brag on you, and I'm just
please.
going to do it
Go,
because, and
please. Make sure you have a proud look on your face, though, because I love that. You know I love that. There you go. Yeah, I love that. It's like my coach and my
the best
mentor
smile
is
cosmetic
proud.
dentistry can buy.
When you look proud, I forget about all those times I wanted to kill you. So see, it's awesome.
When you hear the finished product, by the way, I finished the recording of the little gaffs and all that had to be done today. I've already started the final edit. When you hear the final product, kiddo, you're going to be so proud of you and how the occasion
I'm
rose.
proud of
And
you for
well,
fixing it.
well, we
Yeah.
both worked a lot on this, and that was just so out of your comfort zone. So you're going to love that. But I have to tell everybody today, Lisa was the guest on a great big show, and it will air. I think you told me it's going to air next week, maybe,
The
or
week after Christmas.
week after Christmas. Okay, but we're talking about big deal shows like where only the big names get invited, and she got invited, and she wowed the people. But she was on Cody Bateman's show today. The guy that's I forget the name of the show, and I've listened to it, but I can't think of the name of it. It's
Promptings by Cody B.
Promptings, yes.
Promptings with Cody B. That's
Yeah. But the first time I watched it was actually when Bob Burke was on there, and Bob Burke is huge. I mean, he's a friend of ours, so it feels like we've known him forever, and we have known him for a long time. But that's in this industry, that is huge. And
right.
you were on the show.
I know. When they asked me, I couldn't believe they asked me because of Bob being, because I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he was so nice about my credentials and stuff. Cody was. I can't wait for you all to see the show. It was really, really good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm beside myself. I said that last time at you. Oh, and here comes the star. We're on the show. The kid just had
Hey, Alex.
the chorus concert and did awesome.
That's what I heard.
A video. I posted a video of the clip where he had the solo. So
he got into all New England.
And he got into all New England chorus too. They tried out.
Congratulations, Alex.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So
that's
awesome.
huge. So congratulations.
Yeah.
But,
that was awesome.
And I don't want you to tell so much about the show that you give too much away. But what was the experience like today?
It was a little surreal because Of course, I've done send out cards for 14 years. It's not my core business, but it's been definitely my passion project because
Right.
I love it. And I've sent out 80, now it's 82,000 cards. It's gone up a bunch since I told you because Christmas.
Right.
But I've gone to probably 5 or 6 of their conventions. I've gone to a bunch of their local stuff. So I've met him a bunch of times, had my picture with him a bunch of times. So I've looked up to him a lot. I actually probably know his story by heart. I could tell you this, Peg will know the story about his dog and the tennis ball. I could probably tell you that story, all of his stories, because I know him that well. But it was surreal that he would have me on as a guest because I don't look at myself as guest worthy. I know you tell me not to say that, but it was a surreal experience because it was just awesome. And then when can I say that? Yeah, I don't. I wonder if he would want that or not. But when we stopped recording, one of the guys was like, "Oh God, that was awesome," and I thought, "Wow, that
It was a
because
nice compliment.
yeah, they liked it that I was telling. I wasn't teaching on purpose, but I was telling stories that had a point to them, and which we do here.
Yeah. Well,
So
I've told you this before, and I'll say it to you probably forever. You've got value that it's easy for you to underplay in your mind, but it's huge. You bring good training, you bring good teachings to people. Um, you have the personality type that people relate to. Unless you're unless you're a fireman or Santa Claus, apparently, then you got to run. But I'm kidding. But
no, that's accurate.
but the lady with the blue hair project that we've done is going. You're going to learn to step into your celebrity role.
Well, see, that's why you need to keep being the coach, man. So
Well,
you're a wicked, wicked good
I'm not
coach.
going anywhere. I'll have other projects, and you won't be my full time job, but I'll still be here.
I like
said
the fact that you think I'm your full-time job now. That's
said the clown
awesome.
whisperer.
Oh God. Oh, now that's hitting below the belt, really.
Below the table.
Yeah, Peg said, was that Super Dave Smith? He was on the call, Super Dave.
Oh yeah.
He's not the one that said that. It was one of the other guys. Cody had like a whole team of people helping him do the recording.
Yeah. His is a production. It is.
Oh yes, and
It's
they have all the slides built and everything. That's why they do it far ahead because they have a whole production team that fixes it up and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just a really awesome experience. I'm so glad I got to do it, and I don't like when people say so much good stuff about me. I don't know how to take it because I don't want to ever be big-headed.
And
You know
you
what
know
I
what?
mean?
And I don't want you to ever do that either. You
Yeah.
always should have a certain amount of humbleness to what you do, and be glad that people are appreciating it. Appreciating it. I made up a new word. I'm a writer. I can make
Maybe
up
the
new
word of
words.
the week. The
Word of
word
the
of
week.
the week. Although I want a smutty
Appreciated.
word of the week. I want a smutty word of the week. We don't just want a
Not doing
regular
that.
word of the week.
I'm not. But it's as realizing that people are appreciating what you're doing, and you're giving as Bob teaches. You guys will always hear us refer to Bob Berg and Kathy Tajanel because we have gotten so much out of that Go Giver Success Alliance that we're part of, and I encourage you guys to consider doing it. It's an expense each month, but you get so much more in value than you're going to pay in that expense. It's awesome. But one of the things that Bob talks about in the Go Giver series is giving more in value than your true worth is how much more you create in value for your clients. I'm paraphrasing poorly tonight, in reverse, as opposed to how much you take in compensation. And that's true. And Lisa, you provide a lot of value to people, but it's also okay to welcome that, be receptive to that compensation when it comes to. You're moving into an area, I think, now that's going to be a different time of your life. And it's going to be the kind of thing where, as I've told you, it's okay to step into your celebrity as long as you don't ever think that it's going to change your personality. That's going to change who you are, because who you are is why people love you. And so just keep doing that. But
You
don't
don't
be
know
afraid to step into
how long I had to work to not argue with people when they were nice to me. And you know who got me to break that habit was Nikki Keohoho from the DSWA. That's why I always plug her organization. She said, and she took me aside to say this, by the way, I'm not sure if she'll remember it, but she said, if somebody comes up and says something nice to you, even if it's like you have a nice shirt, don't argue with them. What you do is you take your hand, put it over your heart, say thank you, and then shut up.
Works every time.
Right. And now I do that. That was a couple year long learning experience. Believe it or not, I would argue with people. I'd be like, even if it was a shirt, they'd say, "Oh, I like your shirt." I'd be, "Oh, like this thing, I only paid $2 for this. I got to go." I'd be saying all this stuff and arguing with them, and not even about important stuff. It took a long time not to do that.
I had to learn that too. I felt uncomfortable, almost as if I was doing something wrong if I accepted praise, and it has a lot to do with a lot of issues. I guess we have, as our friend Anna Gabriel Mann says, nobody comes through their childhood unscathed.
Yeah,
And so
right.
that was kind of my process. And so I had to learn to do that too. By the way, it's 8:21 here, 9:21 there, which means we've got to get to a little bit of training because we always want to give them that as well.
Let me just add Peg. Peg said not going to be this coming Wednesday. No. And evidently Peg and I were talking about doing Cody's show beforehand. Evidently they taped them farther ahead than you and I knew. So they did Betty and, what's her husband's name? The Goldens. And I know them too. I know you do too. They taped them before me. And I think they have one more in the can before mine comes out. But he told me it would be between Christmas and New Year. And he'd give me a heads up ahead so I could help promote. So as soon as I know and have the graphic, I think they'll give me a graphic.
Cool.
I'll have it all over. Matter of fact, I'll probably call you, Peg. I'll probably be so excited. I'll call you like I did when they called me to start with.
You said the name's the Goldens. I'm wondering if I used to be in a multi-level that they were in years ago.
Do you know on the call, because I was talking about you.
I hope in a good way and not in a fireman or Santa Claus kind of way.
I was tempted, but it wasn't that. No, I was bragging about how awesome you are.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah. And so anyway.
Thank you.
Also, now you're going to use it against me.
I'm not using it against you. I'm duplicating someone that I admire.
Okay.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I
mean that in the best possible way.
Okay, my coach. Okay, yeah. See, now I forgot what I was going to say. Now you got me all. They said on the call, one of the guys. I don't think it was Super Dave. It might have been Super Dave, which is Cody's really good best friend. Said something like they recognized your name, and that somewhere in the past, when you were in your position at Aflac, you had something to do with some of them, and they were setting up some kind of book deal with you or something. I don't know. Either it didn't work out, or I don't know how you wouldn't remember that, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't get your name right.
Maybe not.
I don't know. But they said Jeff West, and they were talking about the duck.
Well, that would make sense.
So I don't know. You had something that you wanted ducks there or something. I don't know. Right, but it must have been long enough ago that it doesn't have relevance for you right now.
I've been retired for 9 years from Aflac, so it would have to have been before that, I would say.
Right. So. Right. And well, they've been in business. I didn't start at the beginning with them, so they've been in business probably 20 years.
Okay.
And I've been doing it 14 because they were doing it before me. So she said Cody B has no idea how much we will be promoting it. Yeah. he's I always like to wow people like that. Yeah. Although I didn't think I was wowing you. I know we're going to go on to the learning. That still, it doesn't bother you at all. But I sat here going, oh man, he called me because he knows a good partner when he sees one.
Right. That's right.
You just didn't know I did anything.
I didn't know all of your skill set, but I knew your personality, and I knew you had a background. I knew you had nobody has a 5,000 member team if they don't have their stuff together. Okay.
So okay. Well, that's good.
You had credibility in my eyes. I just didn't know the marketing side of you. I had not seen that. And so, yeah, my glasses are crooked. I can't seem to get my glasses straight tonight.
I like it when you just mess with them. That's no, my favorite thing. I was going to tell you, my favorite thing is.
I'll give you the vapors if I keep doing
you
that.
You refer to yourself in the third person. That is my favorite thing. I have that like on loop because I love that when you say that.
I don't remember what you're talking about now.
When you refer to yourself as Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah, I do that a lot.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's awesome.
Look, it's all right to refer to yourself by name. It's all right to talk to yourself. And you know what?
Just don't
It's all
argue.
right to answer yourself. But if you ever say, "Could you repeat that? I didn't hear you," then you got a problem.
Okay, so now we're going to go on to the training before you,
2
because
minutes worth.
you have a spreadsheet to work on here.
Well,
So Peg,
I'll be doing editing again tonight.
let me just tell Peg. Oh, and you're doing so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so Peg said, so is your book going to be in the SOC gifting department? Now, Peg, you and I do this a little bit different. I know that you really wanted me to bring that up, but I feel more comfortable when they come up with stuff and I'm not hounding them about stuff. That's just me. And lots of times it still works out in my favor. So even though I didn't say anything, it's not that I don't want that to happen. I do, but I really want them to come up with it themselves, I guess. And it probably will. So don't worry. Okay. But I didn't bring it up when we were on the call. Okay. There's a section in the book where Belle is helping Kai get past her uncomfortable feelings about the possibility being sales. And I just talked about this today. This is one of my favorite things that you wrote. That's actually part of your sales training for new people, right?
I did that for years. I almost had to approach my role in welcoming and equipping new people. I approached it generally with the idea that they weren't necessarily going to be comfortable that they were in sales, a lot of them. Now, some of them were like me. When I came on board with Aflac, I had been in sales 10 years and I was comfortable with sales, but a lot of people aren't. And so I felt like it would be a good thing in the book to put Kai in that same position, because in my opinion, one of the best uses of this book is going to be when someone's in sales and they're recruiting new people, that they put this book in the hand of the new person, because it's going to teach that new person how to overcome some of the things like that. And it's going to get them their mindset right about the early part of their career. And veterans are going to be loving it too. But I wanted to put Kai in that role. And it was a pretty honest discussion in the way that we pulled that off. But one of my favorite things about that story is to get people to understand what it really means to be in sales, is to understand the importance of the salesperson in how the economy works. Because most people have a warped idea. Well, not most people, that's an unfair generalization. A lot of people have a kind of a warped idea about what makes the economy work in our world. And the free enterprise system is so huge about the success of this country and other countries as well. But the reason that the mindset gets wrong is a lot of people will look at the economy basically as a pie. You know, you hear the phrase, go get your slice of the pie, go out, grab your slice of the pie. And they're meaning that as an encouragement to encourage you to chase your dreams. But it's kind of a bad analogy, in my opinion, because the way a pie works is if you get a piece of the pie, then that piece of the pie is gone. I can't have that. If I get a piece of the pie, that piece of the pie is gone. You can't have that. And it's a very finite supply. But when you really think about how our economy works, it's not a pie, it's a relay race. It's how often we can make money change hands. Today I was finishing up, had to go back and do about 2 more minutes worth of recording for the audiobook to fix a couple of things. And I was in the recording studio and I paid the guy in cash. He's a small business. I paid him in cash. And he said, I really like the fact that you did that. And he said, because you know what I'll do now? I'll take this cash, and rather than me paying 2.9% to the credit card company, I'll take the entire $50 and I'm going to go over here and spend it on this. Yeah. And I was telling him about how he wrote that in the book, because the truth is, the reason the economy works, or the way the economy works best, is I make money and then I turn around and I spend that money with someone else. I go to the grocery store and I give some money there. And the grocery store people then take that money and they feed their kids with it, and they do things, they spend money in different places. And every time we spend the money somewhere else, that person gets the value from it, and they get to do something special with it, and whatever they need in their life. And that exchange of money, that relay race, is what really makes the economy work. And in my opinion, the single most consistent factor that makes that money change hands is when salespeople have done the job. They're part of that connection somehow. It may be that they're at a distributor level and they landed the account so that the produce went in the store, or it may be like what we do. We're more independent contractors, but it's that money changing hands that does that. And without the salesperson, that stops. And yes, people can get online and get a lot of things, but it really does stop. And so I would use that analogy when I was working with salespeople, along with other things. That's as much as I've got time to really go over on it tonight. But it's so important. And all of you out there, I'm assuming that almost everyone who follows us is either in direct sales, or that I have some family that aren't in sales that probably follow us. But I want people to really understand, if you do the job of a salesperson right, you're a blessing in people's life. And it's okay to step into that comfort and realize, okay, as long as I'm doing something that I feel like really provides value to the person, and I feel better because I help them make that connection. It's like I've said before too, really selling right is almost like you're a professional matchmaker. You're pairing up a person who has a need with a company who has a solution to that need. You stand in the middle, you join their hands, and you get paid in the process. And you can feel good about it because everybody won. The customer won because they have that need solved. Like when I was with Aflac, they had the policy so that if they had the medical situation happen, they were getting money from us that they could pay their bills with. The company wins because they get to provide a product or service and make their profit. And I got paid in the middle for standing there and making that connection happen. So be proud of what you do. I don't care if you're selling cosmetics, or if you're selling insurance, or if you're selling, I can't think of another example, and I'm not going to let Lisa answer this one. So. Anyway, be proud of what you do. Be proud of
one of the rules, you went one way with it, and one of my rules, and it actually meant more than that to me, and I never did say anything to you, but this actually falls in that category. The rule was a rising tide lifts all boats,
right?
And how you interpreted it for the story was that helping non-downline, right? But the other way that I meant it, and then I mean it when I use it in my real life, is that small things that you do, like when you spend money. Like I've been the biggest postal customer in Ware, New Hampshire for decades.
Absolutely.
I'm my town is so small that I was one of the biggest employers with one of the biggest payrolls for years. So all of those things make a difference. I hire a service that cleans my house. All that time, all that money that I put out in the community helps the whole community. So to me,
it lifts all the boats.
Yeah, I have and I have a responsibility to me, my responsibility is to have a successful business so that I can be the tide.
Right. That's an excellent point. I wish I'd worked that in. I'll go rewrite it tonight. We'll put it back out.
No, volume two.
We'll put that in the sequel. Or with so many squirrels, we're going to put that in the squeakquel. So, all right. Anyway.
the one that's going to be on the cruise ship. Because
we need to do some trips next year. We really do. We'll figure that out.
Yes.
I'm debating.
No, please. Oh, that was so funny. Oh my God.
I don't think it's a good idea. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing we won't do a show next week because it's Christmas, right before Christmas. I mean, it's up to you. I don't. I'll be okay either way. But I will have family in town, so it might be me running around and doing crazy stuff. So,
come on now, a half hour out of your week.
All right, I'll do it. But
children, put your ears. What do you tell us? Mothers,
put your fingers in your children's ears on this one. All right.
Oh, but
it's
so
another
awesome.
Christmas song that is just a little bit too far out there. Actually, it's not. It is it's actually a traditional Christmas song that we learned, I'm sure, in school or church when I was growing up. But this actually is a real song that you can find out there. You might have to do an internet search, but it's. I'll tell you the title after I sing it. I'll start off whistling, so I'll go back up from the mic because I have no idea if this will be overpowering. Lacy thinks the wife's been missing, didn't ask for her permission. Wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking around in women's underwear. That's enough. There's a real song called Walking Around in Women's Underwear. It's a funny Christmas tune, a farce. It's farcical.
I'm sorry, that was so funny. I love that. That was hilarious.
The only one I've got for next week, and I've got to find something better, is Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, and everybody knows that one. So
my mother hates that song for some reason. I can't even understand why. See, Kim loved it too. She was there laughing with me.
Well, you can find it probably on any music service, and that's the title of the song, "Walking Around in Women's Underwear." It's a Christmas tune.
Kim and I really have to get together and go on some trip with you so that we can gang up on you. Did I say that out loud? We could embarrass you together. We could really, really be a good team on that, I think. The Squirrel Man.
I need a chaperone.
You don't even know how to respond to that one. Peg said, let's see, can I go back? Can I get the book in the SOC department? Yeah, I mean,
you just don't want to be the one to say it. So what to do?
Right. That's it. I don't want to be the one to say it. And
I'll call him.
And truthfully, we don't know what it involves. I mean, they may not give us enough profit that you'd want to do it. We don't even know any of the details. Right. So the fact that we want it in there doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. But right. I understand what you're saying, Peg, because that would make my life easier because I send out a zillion cards. Stick a book in there. That'd be awesome. Farcical, walking around in women's look at Peg, you're never going to live that one down. Maybe I should make a graphic for it.
Do not embarrass me to that level. All right, Wilber, listen. Listen.
Oh, come on.
I play along. I have a good time. Please don't embarrass me to that level. Please. It was hard enough for everybody when she was doing the AI pictures where she changed her appearance and my appearance and all that. It was hard enough for me to say okay to that.
Listen, you made the tactical error of putting me in charge of that. That was not my doing. I told you what the software was, and it was the best $5.99 I've ever spent in my life.
But there were a couple of pictures I actually liked. One of them I looked like a magician. But I think I like the one where it was looking to the side.
You like the no, that's the Bond one. That's the James Bond one. I like the bad boy one too, where you're right.
That was right on the edge for me.
You didn't like that one?
Not
you
so
like
much.
the James Bond? I like the Bond one too. Didn't Lindsay say that? Lindsay said West.
Jeff West. For my 50th birthday, my wife threw me the best party I've ever been to in my life, and it was a James Bond themed party. And she had sent out invitations to my coordinator team and family and friends we have. She sent out invitations, and it was marked confidential, and it said it's a confidential dossier. And she had taken my picture and put it on Daniel Craig's body for the thing. And she said, I was not a Daniel Craig fan at all until I spent hours and hours doing research. But anyway, but the party was great. She had turned our house. We had kind of a large house, but she had turned it into a casino for the night and had full-size craps tables and blackjack tables and all this going on in there.
Wow.
And had martini. Where's my hand? Okay, had martini waitresses going around. James Bond music playing loudly across our sound system.
Wow.
It was incredible. And
that's
she
awesome.
had told me I had to leave, but she was going to pick me up later, and I had to wear my tuxedo. So I knew she was up to something. It was for my birthday. I said, were you having a high school prom? Maybe I didn't. She picks me up, and she's got this gorgeous red dress on, dressed to the nines. And she picks me up and takes me to the party. And we walk up, and they had red carpet all the way down to the street. They had those stanchions going up beside like that. Wow. And then a big sign with lights on it saying Casino Royale.
Oh.
Her brother, as people would come in, he would frisk them. And they didn't have weapons. This is Texas. They all had weapons. All right. But it was just a great party. But back to the James Bond look, she had pictures along one of the walls, and it was every actor who had ever played James Bond. And in the middle was me, and I was in this pose.
That's awesome.
She had put my face. I don't know how she did. I guess Photoshop, but I think that particular one was Sean Connery's body that time. So.
Wow.
So.
Wow. See,
Yes,
That's what.
Money Penny. I do terrible impressions. I don't know why I do that.
So I need somebody to show up on my birthday in Denver and make it a wicked good birthday, because most I ever got out of either one of them ex-husbands was like a night out at Burger King or something.
They always wanted to take you somewhere
Yeah,
nice.
you get extra fries tonight, darling.
You know, I was trying to do an impression of James Bond, which I couldn't, but I can do a pretty good Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. Maybe I'll do that next week. We'll have to see. Don't let me forget. I'll do that next week. We're already 10 minutes over.
Okay. Well, we'll go. I'll post this up. Thank you, sir. Definitely do next week. It's a half hour.
All right, we'll do it.
Certainly, we can talk your
right
family
before Christmas.
into giving you up a half hour. Yeah?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. We really appreciate you.
One more thing. Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Amazon reviews. They keep building and growing. Goodreads is a great place to put a review. And tell everybody you know. But of course, we want to send everybody either to www.saidtheladywiththebluehair.com, or we can send them to the Amazon link. They get more value probably going to the saidtheladywiththebluehair.com. Also, I am doing the audio recording for my book, The Unexpected Tour Guide. I'm going to turn that into an audio book and do a little bit of a revision on it to make it a little bit more up to date. And so if you haven't read that one yet, you might enjoy that one as well. I just hit my hand on my table. Did you hear that? It went like that. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Dang, that didn't sound good.
I'm just glad I didn't say the first word that popped in my head. I don't do that in front of our group if I can help it. You get to hear them sometimes.
I was going to say they've heard it from me.
Anyway,
how come you get to be the straight and narrow guy and I get to be the swearer?
I'm George and you're Gracie. I told you this.
Okay.
But please, if you've read the book and you enjoyed the book and you love it, please take a few seconds to go on Amazon and post a review, because those reviews are how the book shows up when people are looking for stuff. And it says, well, you might like this one. So that's a great thing. So anyway, we appreciate you guys so much. Remind me, Lisa, next week, let's do this. Let's give away, I've got several coffee mugs. Let's give away some coffee mugs next week and we'll ship them out to people for Christmas.
And
oh, you have a gift you need to tell them about, or you want to wait till next week? We're
not sure what we're going to give it for. There's got to be something. We got to figure something out.
How about more reviews on Amazon? That's the big thing.
Okay.
Or on Goodreads. You can take your Amazon review and actually post it on Goodreads as well. I don't know if
So we got to figure out exactly who's going to be in the drawing for this, but the prize is earbuds, and they're like a $200 thing. So cool. Yay!
You could give that half and half as two different presents, so somebody could get one earbud. I'm kidding.
You're an earbud.
That's the nicest thing you've called me in a while. Ever since we did the audio recording, that's the nicest thing you've said.
I'm still laughing about you. You said I was a good son. I just didn't have a father.
Yeah. You told me I was a great son. I just didn't have a father. All right.
That was awesome.
I did.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.